basically the whole unit is these 6 things. We're going to write down what they are and then practice a bunch of problems with them. So line symmetry means you can fold it exactly in half. Whatever you need to write there that will remind you of that, if you draw a line and fold it, it will match up. The thing that I always think about that helps me remember it is butterfly wings. You know how butterfly wings, if you fold them, they match up with each other exactly? If that doesn't help you, don't write that. Write whatever will help you. If you fold along a line, it's going to match up. That's what symmetric means. But you write whatever's going to help you remember it best. But think like butterfly wings or something like that, right? How did we tell point symmetry? It would be the same which way? Same upside down. So if you flip it upside down, it's going to look the exact same. I want to see you guys turning your computers when you take this test. Like I should see a lot of this going on, okay? Like turning it. Translation just means you picked the shape up and moved it somewhere else, okay? You just went on a little road trip with it. You picked it up and shifted it. So X changes are going to move you left or right. Y changes are going to move you up or down. But basically, if you know your left from your right, you're good. If you're just picking it up and moving it somewhere else, that's one of the easier ones. You just count the little boxes for how much it moved. A reflection is like a mirror image. You take your shape and you flip it. You could write flip if you want. Write, again, whatever, I didn't write that very well. Write whatever will help you remember it the best. Like you're the only one that knows your own mind. So you write whatever is going to help you. You don't have to copy me exactly, as long as you understand. Flip. It's a mirror, like a mirror image or a flip. Or you write whatever, again, write whatever's going to help you remember how to do a reflection. Dilation is like your eyeballs. That's what I had always brought up. You know how if you go into a dark room, your pupil is going to dilate or get bigger? And if you go out in the sunshine, it's going to shrink or get smaller. Okay, so it's just going to stretch or shrink. You're going to multiply by the scale factor. So if you made something 5 times as big, you would multiply by 5. If you made it half as big, you would multiply by a half, and then it would shrink. Yeah. So multiply by the scale factor. And again, it's just whatever number that is you multiply by. You can use your calculator. That gives you the new number. You're making it bigger or smaller. Yeah, go ahead. I have plenty of examples. We're going to get to them. I can actually even jump to that one first if you want to. Okay. Rotation is a spin. What you do is just spin your paper, or when you take it on the computer, you're going to spin your computer and then write down the new points. All right, so you take it and you turn it. Or you can just turn your head. Okay. So question about point symmetry. Let's just jump straight to one of those then. Hold on, let me make sure. I don't remember if I put one of your seat or not. And I just make sure. So if you guys flip to number 12. So flip to number 12. Oh, and it printed a little bit weird there. So we'll start with number 12 and then keep going, just since we had that question. It doesn't really matter what order we do these in. So look at this triangle. Do you see how if I draw a line right through here, it would fold like butterfly wings and match up? So that has line symmetry. This is what type of symmetry does it have, line or point? So that has line symmetry. This one, do you see how if I draw a line through, it's not going to match up like butterfly wings? Like it would be like a crippled butterfly. It would be like, but if you flip it upside down, do you see how it looks the exact same? Okay, so that one is point. All right, so if you flip it upside down and it looks the exact same, that's point symmetry. Let's just keep going. We'll just go on to number 13. I just jumped to that one because we had the question. Yeah, if you flip it upside down, point symmetry, it's going to look the same. But we'll just keep going in order, and then we can go back and get into one. Am I what? Are you teacher? I need a last name.
I don't know.
I think so.
I have her charger. She said drop off here.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you come back in like 10 or 15 minutes? Okay. Right here. Oh, you're just going to hang out there? Oh, yeah, just hang out and I'll get you in like 10, 15 minutes. Okay. Number 13, triangle is reflected over the x-axis. Which one is x? I'll just take hand motion. Which one is x? It's this one. Good. Okay, so this is your x-axis. We're just going to take all those points, reflect them like a mirror, and write down what the new points are. When it says vertices, that just means points. That's what are the points, all right? So let's start with this one. Do you see how it's 2 boxes away from the x-axis? Like if you can count to 2, you can do this. You're just going to go 2 out the other side, and that's the new point. So I took this point and reflected it down here. So what are the coordinates of that new point? 3, -2. Beautiful. Okay, we're just going to do that a couple more times. To be real honest, your test is multiple choice, and if you even do one of the points, you'll be able to pick which answer it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, but for the sake of being thorough, we'll just do all of them. All right, let's do this one. What is that, 5 units away? All right, so I'm going to count 5 units in the other direction. It's going to end up here. Do you see how this point reflected up here? Think like a still lake, and the trees are reflected into the lake. All right, what is that coordinate point? What is that? 1, 5. Perfect. There you go. Thank you. All right, and then the last one right here, if I take that and reflect that over the x-axis, it's going to be down here, -1, -1. Perfect. Again, it's multiple choice, and if you even do 1 point, you should be able to narrow down your choices and pick the right. So just pick one and look at it. All right. Number 14, what's important to notice is which one is the starting shape and which one is the ending shape, so you don't go the wrong direction. Do you see how A is the smaller one and then A prime is the bigger one? We made it bigger, okay? How much did we make it bigger by? Well, let's just pick 1 point to focus on. Do you see how this one is at -2? And then for the bigger shape, it's at -4. 2 is the answer. That is literally it. Ms. Cole, that's it? Yeah. But listen, one of the wrong answer choices is going to be 1/2. And if you go backwards, you're going to pick the wrong one. So make sure you look at which one is the start and which one is the end. The prime one is the ending one. It's going to be labeled like this. So see how the smaller one is A, and then the bigger one is A prime? Yeah, it'll have like a little label. If you aren't sure, call me over and I'll tell you which one is which. Yeah, and I think I have one on here that gets smaller. I'll show you. Okay. All right, this one we're shifting. Pick 1 point to focus on. Let me just pick this one right here. And again, this is what we were just talking about. Do you see how this shape is A, and then this one down here is A prime? Just make sure you go the correct direction. All right, it looks like we went down and then, oh, good, down 5. So we're going to circle down and then 5. And then we went to the right 2. So we went down 5, right 2. That's it. I told you this is super easy. It's really not that bad. And on your test, it'll be a little drop down. You'll choose left or right, and then it'll, put 2 and then drop down, up or down, and you put 5. All there is to it. All right. I'm just going to keep going in order, and then we'll go back and get the first ones. All right. Reflect over the y-axis. This one is your y-axis. And all you're going to do is take those points and reflect them like a mirror over here. So you just have to count how far away you are from the line of reflection. So how many little boxes away is 3? So count 3 the other direction. If you can count to 3, you can do it. That's all that it is, right? So I just count. Yeah, perfect. And I'm pretty sure this one is on your test. It's a picture and you just look at it. It's like which one is the reflection and you just pick the one that is. Right? So then this one would be at 6, 3. Just took it and flipped. It's a flip like a pancake. And then this one up here would go over to here, and your shape is going to look like this. So it flipped over the y-axis. It's like this shape is looking in the mirror. That's what a reflection is, like a mirror. All right, next one's a rotation. We're going to spin 180 degrees. Now, if it's 180, does it really matter if it's counterclockwise or clockwise? No, because you're going to just flip the thing upside down. Okay, ready? Here we go. And if you want to just watch me do this, you can. I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to find what my new points are. Pretend that this is now up and this is now down. Okay, it's like you have a new north, you have a new compass point north, all right? Ignoring all these little numbers, because the negatives are going to change, what would this point be? If this is now up and this is now down, this would be -2, what? -3. It would be -2, -3. Cool. And then this one, actually, they're all going to end up being negative now. This one would be, what is that? -7, -3. Good job. And then that last one would be -2, -5. Perfect. And the way it's going to look on your test is those points will be plotted. So again, if you want to follow along with me, I'm just going to graph them real quick. It would be like down here. What is it? And what's the other one? -2, -3. And it'll look like this. And all you're going to do is pick the correct picture. Like there will be a bunch of graphs. Which one of these is a rotation 180 degrees? And you just pick the one that does that. And you just flip your computer upside down and look at it. Do you see how this rotated over to here? Yeah. So when you look at this one, do you see how this rotated over to here? So it's the exact same question twice, guys. It's the exact same question twice. What transformation got shown? It's a rotation of how much? 180. It's the same question twice. Is the same question on the test twice? Yeah. It's the same question twice. It's not any different. Rotated 180 degrees. All right, so we started in the middle, so let's go back. We're just going to keep going in order. We'll go back to 1. All right, triangle ABC has these points. It gets reflected over the y-axis. That means you're going to change x. If it gets reflected over the y-axis, you change x. If it gets reflected over the x-axis, then you change y. It's opposite, okay? And then we're going to shift it. This would be left 2 and up 4. So left 2, up 4. We're just shifting. Now, which point is it asking us about? Because it's not asking us about all 3. B. Do you need A or C? No. Scratch them out. It's extra information that you don't need. Okay? So we're going to take our point, -2, 5. We're going to change x or negate x. Instead of -2, then it would be +2, 5. So we just changed the x, and then we're just going to do this adding and subtracting to our values. It says do x minus 2. Well, what's 2 minus 2? Is 0. And then we're going to do y plus 4. So 5 plus 4 is 9. That's all you're going to do. Okay? I think that's arguably the hardest question on the whole thing. And that's not even that bad. All right, number 2. Oh, another rotation, 180 degrees. What are the vertices of the new triangle? How are we going to turn our paper if it's 180 degrees? Perfectly upside down and just write down the new points, okay? So you're going to pretend this is now up and this is now down. Again, it's like your compass point north is just in a different direction now, okay? So what would this coordinate be? -1, +5. Good job. -1, 5. This is now up and that's now down. -1, 5. This one down here would now be -3, -2. Perfect. And then that last one would be positive. Good. Perfect. And then -1. I love that you guys are my class I do my recordings with because you're always listening to me and it turns out perfect. My recording turns out good. Perfect. All right, cool. Number 4, whoever was over here that asked me about like what happens if it gets smaller, this is what it would look like. Do you see how this one is A and this one's A prime? Like see how it got littler? We just have to say by how much. So just look at one of the sides. How big is this side? Just count the little boxes or what is that one? Hold on a second. Just that's 6. Okay, good. And then compare it to this one. How that one's 2. What did we divide by? Like how much smaller is it? 3. Good. So your scale factor is 1/3. We made it 1/3 as big. It is 1/3 of its size because we made it smaller. Cool. All right, number 4, what is the line of symmetry? Again, like butterfly wings, you want to cut it exactly in half. If you cut it exactly in half, that's going to be your line of symmetry. I'll give you a multiple choice on this one. Is it y equals x or is it y equals negative x? What do you think? Perfect. Why is it negative x? Going down. If it was going the other way, which would it be? Okay, cool. Did y'all get that? So if it was going this way, going up, it would be y equals positive x. It's just, how does it cut exactly in half? Or oh, did I hold on long enough? Okay. All right, what axis did we reflect over? Again, think like a still, oh, you said it before. I was going to talk everybody through it. Think like a still lake where the trees get reflected in the water. So we reflected over the x-axis. Cool. That's all there is to that. All right, 6, we're going to reflect, through y equals x. There it is. Do you ever use the test to take the test? Like, find the answer to one question in another question? I used to do that in history all the time because it was my worst subject. I couldn't remember everything. So I would try to like find one answer in another question. So you can do that in math too. All right, so we're going to take this point, which is 3, -5, and we're going to reflect it over this line. You can even just eyeball it. Do you see how if you reflect, it's going to end up over here somewhere? And then just kind of like use the numbers. To be real honest, that's what I would do. If this is 3, -5, when you reflect it, like I know it's going to end up over there-ish. So what is that new point? -5, 3. Good job. I would just eyeball it. I would be like, oh, if I reflect over this line, it's going to be right about there. And I know it's going to involve these numbers somehow. So, yeah, right there. That's honestly what I would do. All right, 7 is also a reflection. We just have to figure out what line it reflected over. And it's going to be this line right here. Do you see how it cuts it in half? Okay, now I'm going to review what we talked about 3 classes ago. I know that was a lifetime ago. Do you remember our little acronym HOI-VUX? It's not a word, just a way to help you remember. Is that line horizontal or vertical? So that's HOI. HOI, vertical is VUX, okay? So since it is horizontal, HOI, it's going to be y equals some number. And what number do you think? 2. Perfect. But again, yours is going to be multiple choice, so you won't have to come up with it on your own. You'll be able to just look at it and like you'll have A, B, C, D choices. Okay. All right, more symmetry. We're going to name a letter of the alphabet that has each of these types of symmetry. So point symmetry means it's the same upside down. A letter that would be the same upside down would be like S. There are others, but we only need to pick one. Line symmetry would be something like A. Do you see how if you drew a line straight up and down, it would cut it like butterfly wings? Exactly in half, right? A letter that would have both. What do you think? Like it's the same upside down and you could cut it in half. What did you say? H. Yeah, good. H. If you flip it upside down, it'll be the same. And you could draw a line straight up and down that would cut it in half. There are others like O or X. Okay. And then one that has neither would be something like F or R or P. There's not any symmetry to that. All right, cool. Almost done. 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise means to the right. We're simply going to turn our paper 90 degrees to the right. We're almost done, so just watch and I'll give you my paper. Okay. So we're going to go 90 degrees to the right and write down the new coordinates. So I'm just going to turn my paper 90 degrees this way. Pretend that this is now up and this is now down. And we're just going to get our new points. So what would this point be? Good. +3, -2. You guys are on the ball. This is going to go awesome. And then this one is what? 5, -2? Yeah, cool. And then this one is 3, -7. Perfect. And the way it's going to look on your test is it'll be drawn on there. I'll draw it for you. You can if you want. It'll just look like this. Like those points will be on here. And it'll just be, which graph shows this rotation. Like, do you see how it rotated? Do you see it? I think the rotations are the hardest ones in my opinion. The reflections are pretty easy. The shifts are easy, but rotations can be hard. All right, dilation. We want the scale factor. I would just look at either the X or the Y. You don't need to look at the whole thing. Let's just look at X. You had 3, it changed to 12. What did we scale it by? Don't overthink. 4. Do you see that? It was 3, now it's 12 multiplied by 4. Miss Cole, it's that easy? Yep, that's it. Yeah. It's what is the scale factor? So it's just what did we multiply by? So bless you. We started with 3 and it went to 12. So we made it 4 times as big. Yeah, it's just what did you times by? And if you're not sure, you can practice in your calculator and just test. 3 times 2, 3 times 3, 3 times 4. It'll be multiple choice though, so you'll have options to choose from. All right, last one. We want to translate 5 units left and then 2 units down. All you're going to do is take your points and go 5 left and 2 down and write down what the new points are. Okay, so let's do them one at a time. Time to wake up. All right, so I'm going to take this first point. If you can count to 5, you can do this. We're going to go 5 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 down. And I'm just going to do all the rest of them. We're going to go 5 left, 2 down. So it's going to look like this. And then we're just going to write down our 3 new points. But again, on your test, you can probably just do 1 point and then narrow down your choices. You don't really need to do all 3. Okay. But can someone give me one of the coordinates for that? -3, 1. Good. And then -3, 3. Perfect. And then 2, 1. Beautiful. You guys know how to plot points. That's awesome.